was a high one. It's going to be fouled back. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bo Bateman. Tanner McMaster out on the mound for St. Mary's. I heard that he's actually going to be leaving a little bit early from this game. He's going to be headed up to one of the all-star basketball games in Mullen this evening. That pitch is going to be low. Ball 2. Yeah. 2 balls and a strike to Bateman. Tanner looks in, gets his signals from Holder. The stretch, the pitch, the swing. Now is going to be fouled back for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clark Grogan behind home plate for the second game at the umpire spot. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, no outs. Top of the first inning. Game number 2. McMaster set the stretch and the pitch. That one's going to be outside. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 3 strikes. And McMaster pitches left. So you got a lefty against a lefty here. Tanner looks in, gets his signals from Holder. Holder, a sophomore. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, the miss, strike 3, and that will give the first out for the Badgers. Trey Bateman steps up now. He's also a lefty. First game. First pitch on the way. A swing and miss, strike 1. That one looked a little bit high, and he took a hack at it. 0-1 the count to Bateman. McMaster set. The stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck is Blake Rice for the Badgers. McMaster still waiting, getting his signals from Holder. Set, the stretch, and the pitch. That one's going to be left high. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. McMaster takes his time between his pitches. Gets his signals from Holder. 1 down, nobody on. The stretch, the pitch. That one comes across low for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. McMaster takes the first signals from Holder. Set, the stretch, the pitch. High and outside. Ball 4. We'll put Trey Bateman on first. That'll bring up Blake Rice. On deck will be Tegan Banning. Right-handed batter in Rice. First pitch is going to be up high. Ball 1. We have 1 out, runner on first for the Badgers. Blake Rice, 1 ball, no strikes. McMaster looks in. Gets his signals, the pitch on the way. That was a nice looking pitch, and it's going to be a strike 1 called. 1 ball, 1 strike to Blake Rice. McMaster looks in, checks first base, gets his signals from Holder. Now sets up. The stretch, the pitch. low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Takes a look to first base. Bateman takes a little lead. The stretch and the pitch. Nice looking pitch, but a little bit high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. McMaster gets his signals from Holder. Says yes to the first one. Set now, the stretch and the pitch. And that's going to be just high. Ball 4. Runners on first and second. That brings up Tegan Banning for the Badgers. On deck is David Hammonds. In the hole is Elijah Dahl. McMaster, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be up high. Banning almost thought about pitching at it, or swinging at it, but held off. Ball 1. McMaster looks over the bases, now looks back in. The stretch, the pitch, that one's going to be outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Banning. Once again, gets his signals from Holder. The pitch on the way, that one's up high. Ball 3. And that one's going to be a called strike 1. Three balls and a strike to Banning. That one's going to be a swing and a miss on a nice pitch from McMaster. Runs the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And I think Tanner just got called for a balk. That will advance the runners on first and second over to the second and third. So 1 down, runners on second and third. Full count to Banning. Master looks over the bases. Now the pitch on the way. And that's going to be ball 4. And that'll load the bases. Just so you know, if you are listening in on our YouTube channel, the graphics on there for the second game are actually the graphics from the first game. As I couldn't get that changed, we'll have to figure out, get that all squared away for the upcoming games in the future, but that is actually the graphics from the first game today. David Hammond's up now for the Badgers. First pitch is up high, ball 1. Next pitch inside, ball 2. So still 1 out, bases loaded now. Hammonds with 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Dahl. Next pitch is up high again, ball 3. McMaster once again gets his signals from Holder. The stretch, the pitch. Leaves that one up high as well. Ball 4 brings a run across, and Coach Teff going out to see Tanner. And I think we're going to get our pitching change. It'll be Dylan Holder going to the mound. I'm not sure who's going to come back to catch. We'll let you know that here in a minute. McMaster is going to go back over to first base. We'll go ahead and take a break as they get some warm-ups going.
Cold weather is on the way. Is your chimney clean and ready to be used safely? St. Mary's Fire Protection District has a chimney brush loaner program. Anyone can sign out the supplies they need to clean their chimney free of charge. Do you know the signs of a chimney fire? Chimney fires typically present with loud popping and cracking sounds, an intense hot smell, dense smoke ranging from tan to black in color, and in later phases, showers of sparks and embers or large flames. Chimney fires are very dangerous and can have catastrophic results. If you suspect you may have a chimney fire, call 911. If it is safe to do so, fully dampen the fire and limit all sources of air. Quick recognition and action can make a major difference in the outcome of an emergency. As winter drags on, you still need to stay warm and keep your animals fed. XXX Feeds in St. Mary's has all of those needs and more covered. You can stop by XXX Feeds and pick up wood pellets for your pellet stove and pet food for your indoor or outdoor critters. Also, as spring grows closer, that means 4-H season. If you have a 4-H member in your household that raises turkeys or chickens, talk to XXX Feeds about getting your 4-H project. XXX Feeds in St. Mary's.
And we are back, and I've got it straightened out now. It is Sean Hunter actually going to take over pitching duties. McMaster went over to first base, and Wyatt Holmes heads out to right field. So we got bases loaded, 1 out, 1 run across for the Badgers. First, Sean Hunter, first time pitching today. That was a nice pitch, but a little bit high, ball 1. Next pitch on the way. And he's going to hit him, and we get another run across on the hit by pitch that sends Elijah Dahl over to first base. That'll bring up the lefty, Porter Schulte. 1 down, bases still loaded for the Badgers. Next first pitch is going to be a chopper that's foul on the first base line, strike 1. They get back reset after the foul ball. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a grounder. It's going to get to the gap out to center field. 1 run's going to come across. They're going to throw the ball all the way in, and that was a good play as I was almost there for Holder, but another run's going to come in. Just about everybody has cleared the bases except batter. He is still there over on third. Five runs across here in the top of the first for the Badgers. 1 out. That ball is going to be fouled off by Spencer Ebby for strike 1. On deck, it'll be Chance Madden as the Badgers looking to bat all the way through here in the top of the first inning. Hunter looks in, gets his signal, sets up now. The stretch, the pitch, that one's going to be up high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter looks in, gets his signal, set, the stretch, the pitch. Try a little sidearm action there. That's going to be a ball. Gets away from hold from it, but Schulte's at third. 2 balls and a strike to Ebby. Next pitch on the way. That one's high. And the run will score on the wild pitch there from Hunter. So nobody on. 6 runs across for the Badgers. Top of the first inning, 1 out. Spencer Ebby with 3 balls, 1 strike. Stretch the pitch. Outside, ball 4. That'll bring up number 6, Chance Madden, batting in the number 9 slot for the Badgers. The stretch, the pitch, high and over the head of the batter, ball 1. Ebby heads on down on a stolen base to second. Pitch on the way, a swing and a miss, strike 1 as he took a swing at a high pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Madden. Next pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. That was a nice looking pitch. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Madden. One ball, 2 strikes. Hunter looks in, the pitch on the way, and that went over the top of the batter. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stretch the pitch. Now one must miss just outside. Count is 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hunter looks in, signals from Holder. The stretch, now the stretch and the pitch. Outside for ball 4. Runner gets over to third. Madden at first, so we got runners at the corners with 1 out. Top of the order, Bo Bateman back up. Struck out swinging in his first at bat. He has the lone out of this inning for the Badgers. Now is against a different pitcher. That pitch is on the outside corner, strike 1. Next pitch. Ball. And on the wild pitch, Spencer Ebby comes across. Chance Madden over to second. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bateman. 1 out, runner on second. 7 runs across for the Badgers in the top of the first. Hunter looks in, gets his signal from Holder. Bateman stretches out. Pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bateman. One, 2 count. That pitch is going to hit Bateman and put him over to first. That'll bring up Trey Bateman. Walked his first at bat. Runners on first and second. 1 out. And looks like Coach Teft is going to make another pitching change here in the third. Looks like he's going to bring Brock Anderson, who finished out the last game. He's going to put him back in. And going out to second base is Sean Hunter. We'll be back.
When life throws you a curveball, your P1FCU debit account can help keep you moving. P1FCU Perks powered by Bazing offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with P1FCU preferred debit accounts. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Brent's Electric is a family-owned and operated business right here in St. Mary's. With 36 years of electrical experience, Brent's Electric has been serving all of North Idaho since 1996. From new construction to renovation, Brent's Electric can help. Give them a call today at 208-245-5725. That's 208-245-5725. Brent's Electric in St. Mary's.
And we are back. The first pitch from Brock Anderson to Trey Bateman is a line drive out to center field for a single. And St. Mary's does get the out. Everybody was held up, and Trey Bateman ends up getting picked off in the middle over there at first. And Chance Madden comes home at the end of that. And everybody else stays, well, where they are, which is a bad runner at second base. So we've got Bo Bateman at second, Blake Rice batting. Another run across for the Badgers, 8-0, 2 outs on the board, though. Top of the first inning. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Blake Rice. The ball got just past Holder, and that's going to allow Bo Bateman to get over to third. Oh, 1 count to Rice. On deck is Banning. Anderson looks in, the stretch, the pitch. That is a line drive out into center field, right center. 1 run will come across, it looks like, for the Badgers. And Blake Rice gets over to second on the throw, so we've got another run across. 9 runs in for the Badgers in the first inning. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Tegan Banning, lefty. Been 2 hit right down the middle of the field for the Badgers against Brock Anderson. First pitch to Banning looks a little bit low, ball 1. One 0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Banning. Next pitch on the way. Gets him to stretch it. That one's going to be a foul ball. He's just got a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Banning. Reset up there after that one. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Brock Anderson's pitch on the way, and he's going to ring him up on a called strike 3 as he gets him looking. That will retire the sides, but St. Mary's in a pretty big hole. 9 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on base for the Badgers into the top of the first. He'll be leading off for St. Mary's, Trace Wicks, when we come back.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing offers a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is looking for volunteers and active members to participate in the many activities the Booster Club does in support of Lumberjacks. Lumberjack Booster Club provides much appreciated support to Lumberjack sports programs and is always looking for new active members and new ideas. The Booster Club is currently in need of new officers as well as volunteers to help with the Hall of Fame banquet and auction, spirit building, senior nights, and more. Anyone interested can contact Lynn Masterson at 208-568-1802 or just come to a meeting at the fire station.
And I believe that is the old Booster Club, Adam. I have to change that one up as I didn't catch that earlier when I made the CD for baseball. In any case, it's going to be Blake Rice pitching for the Badgers. Behind home plate will be Bo Bateman once again. It will be first base, David Hammonds, Chance Madden, Porter Schulte at third, Trey Bateman at shortstop, Spencer Ebby in left field, Tegan Banning in center, Elijah Dahl in right. And the top 3 for the batting order, we've got Trace Wicks, Wyatt Holmes, Dylan Larson, the 3 batters on the top of the lineup, with Cade Crawford batting the number 4 spot. Sean Hunter batting number 5. Batting number 6 is Gabe Thomas. McMaster number 7. Dylan Holder number 8. Brock Anderson batting number 9 for St. Mary's. Getting one more practice pitch, warm-up pitch for Blake Rice. It's his first time pitching today, as the Badgers have only gone through 2 pitchers in the first game. St. Mary's rotated through quite a few. Most of the guys, not because they were not pitching well, just it was more of a to keep the arms from getting worn out in the first game, as it was kind of like a 2 innings and switch for the pitching in the first game. First pitch to Trace Wicks, low and outside, ball 1. Rice gets his signals from Bateman. Now the stretch, the pitch, that one's high and outside, or I should say inside. It was over the head of Trace Wicks, ball 2. Rice's next pitch on the way. That one was a nice pitch. Wicks smacks it. It's going to be maybe a routine play if the left fielder could not get to it. Spencer Ebby, as Wicks drops that into play on a high fly ball. So the leadoff man is on for St. Mary's with a hit. That'll bring up Wyatt Holmes. Wyatt looking for his first hit of the day. He had a couple of on-base chances for him. He did get on with a walk and a hit by pitch. That pitch is going to be, a strike. I thought it was going to be low, but it was not. Trace Wicks gets the steal. And then that ball gets beyond everybody out there, and he's going to end up over on the third base. I'm going to give it an error as Wicks ends up to third. It was So 0-1 count to Holmes, no outs. Runner on third for St. Mary's as Trace Wicks is over there. Dylan Larson on deck for the Jacks. Blake Rice looks in from the mound. The pitch in the dirt, ball 1 strike. Rice looks in, gets the pitch off. Outside corner, strike 2. Nice pitch by Blake Rice. One, 2 count, pitch on the way. That one's high and outside. It is ball 3, or ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And they hold Wicks up out at third. And they get all reset as Bateman gets his helmet back on. Rice looks in, gets his signals, the stretch, and the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Wyatt Holmes. And they'll reset once again after another wild pitch there. Full count to Wyatt Holmes. So the stretch, the pitch. Nice pitch, and they get him to swing. Strike 3, and that'll be out number 1. That'll bring up Dylan. On deck for the Lumberjacks, Cade Crawford in the hole, Sean Hunter. 1 down, runner on third as Trace Wicks waits over at third base. First pitch inside, ball 1 to Larson. St. Mary's in a 9-0 hole here in the bottom of the first inning. Larson steps back in. Rice looks in, gets his signal, set, the stretch, and the pitch. That one's in the dirt, ball 2. Another nice stop by Bateman behind home plate. Larson steps back into the box. The stretch, the pitch. That one's left up high for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Larson. The stretch, the pitch. Up high, ball 4. They try a pickoff down to third base. Wicks is there, no problem. So that'll bring up Cade Crawford. We'll want 1 out, runners at the corners for the Lumberjacks. The stretch, the pitch. That one's down low, ball. Larson gets over to second. On a stolen base, so runners at second and third, both in scoring position. One ball, no strikes to Cade Crawford. Rice comes set, the stretch, the pitch. In the dirt, ball 2. Rice struggling with control from the mound. He's got 2 balls, no strikes to Crawford. Again, another low pitch, ball 3. 12 balls and 4 strikes that Blake Rice has thrown, 16 total pitches. On deck is going to be Hunter. In the hole, Gabe Thomas. One out for St. Mary's. Runners on second and third. The pitch on the way. Down in the dirt. Ball 4. Nice stop by Bo Bateman, and the base is loaded for St. Mary's. That'll bring up Sean Hunter. We'll get a timeout taken as the coach is going to go out to the mound and talk to Rice. I don't know if he's going to make a pitching change. Doesn't look like it. So reset, we are just in the first inning here. Bonners Ferry went up 9-0 in the top of the first. St. Mary's with bases loaded, one out. No runs across yet for the Lumberjacks, but they do have 3 in striking position, and they've got 1 hit. Coach heads back to the dugout for the Badgers. Bateman heads back here to home plate. And Sean Hunter, a couple of practice swings out there. Ready to get going again. Blake Rice looks in, gets his signals from Bateman. Bases loaded. Runners take their leads. Pitch on the way. That was a nice looking called strike one down the middle of the plate. Rice looks in, gets his signal, sets up the stretch, the pitch. That one is short, ball 1, as it took a one hopper before the home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hunter. The stretch, the pitch. That one's a low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Rice lines it up again. Next pitch on the way. That one's in the dirt. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Sean Hunter. Oh, 3-1 count. Rice sets up the pitch on the way. And that's going to miss outside. Ball 4 brings a run across for St. Mary's. 1 down, bases loaded. Gabe Thomas to the plate for St. Mary's. On deck is Tanner McMaster. In the hole is Dylan Holder. Rice looks in, gets his signals. The pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. And sliding in safe is just barely is Dylan Larson. And then I leave runners at the corners as Sean Hunter stays at first. Going over to third was Cade Crawford. So 2 runs across for St. Mary's, 9-2 the score. Bonners Ferry's up by 7. Thomas with 1 ball, no strikes. Stretch the pitch again in the dirt. Hunter advances over to third, or to second on a stolen base. Then we're going to get a timeout. The coach for Bonners comes over and talks to Bateman, the catcher. I'm not sure if something happened to Bo Bateman or not, but he's fine back there at the moment. We'll reset. Rice's first pitcher, or next pitch is up high to Thomas, ball 3. Three balls, no strikes to Thomas. Next play. And it was in the dirt. Ball 4 reloads the bases. That'll bring Tanner McMaster, the lefty, up to the plate. So Tanner waits for his first pitch. Inside corner, strike 1 to McMaster. Next pitch on the way. That one's high and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. That one's fouled back. Strike 2. That was a pitch right down the middle, looked like, and McMaster got just a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McMaster. 1 out. Runners, well, bases loaded. That one is going to be a ground ball that's going to go foul down the first baseline. That one looks like it wrung his hand a little bit as he's stretching it out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McMaster, 2 outs, or 1 out. Runners on all 3 bags, bases loaded. McMaster steps back in, ready for the next pitch. 1 ball. That one's going to be up high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, McMaster. Rice looks over the bags, looks into Bateman, gets his signals. McMaster steps back into the box. The stretch, the pitch. That one is left high. Ball 3 runs the count full. Dylan Holder on deck. Brock Anderson in the hole. As St. Mary's a chance maybe to bat all the way around here in the top of the first, or the bottom of the first. Rice lines up that pitch on the way, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for McMaster. That'll bring up 2 down. Brings up Dylan Holder with Brock Anderson on deck. Rice looks in, gets his signals, the pitch. And that one just misses. Ball 1. Must have been a bit high. The stretch, the pitch. Inside. Ball 2. Two-0 count to Holder. The stretch, the pitch. That one's down in the dirt. Ball 3. Nice block by Bateman. Bateman working out back there behind home plate with Rice. 36 pitches for Rice here in the bottom of the first. That pitch misses outside. Ball 4, and that'll bring a run across for St. Mary's. 9-3, Jack's trail. Brock Anderson up, 2 outs. And now we get a change at pitcher, and we'll take a break.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Idaho. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimmies. Not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas and kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit deduction you deserve. And with an average 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And we are back. Trey Bateman comes in to pitch for Blake Rice. The first pitch to Brock Anderson is up high for ball one. Next pitch is going to be a swing, and it's going to be a hit by, not a hit, but he does hit it, but it's going to be out to second base, and it's going to be a routine play there, as it was a second to first put out. So we've got 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 3 left on base for St. Mary's in the bottom of the first. It is the Badgers 9, St. Mary's 3, and we'll be back.
It's time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring an all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power packed for maximum comfort and versatility. The R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Sun Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today.
And we are back, and a little bit of a shift in the defensive scheme as we've still got Brock Anderson pitching Over at first base, it's Gavin Milliken relieving Tanner McMaster as McMaster has to head out to his all-star game up in Mullen for basketball. Wyatt Holmes shifted down to second base, and Sean Hunter goes out to right field. And I think that's about the only changes I can see, as we've still got Gabe Thomas in left and Cade Crawford in center field for the Lumberjacks. It'll be on deck David Hammonds, or actually at the plate David Hammonds. On deck will be Elijah Dahl. Anderson has just 7 pitches under his belt in this game. He finished up the last game. And then he was the fourth pitcher or so to come in, third or fourth pitcher to come in for the Lumberjacks in the top of the first inning. Anderson, the first pitch. That one's going to be down in the dirt for ball 1. I did hear that the Lumberjack girls won their second game today, too. So they start the season 2-0 as they beat Bonners Ferry today. Anderson, their next pitch on the way. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 1. It's 9-3. Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike to David Hammonds. Anderson's next pitch on the way, and that's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to David Hammonds. St. Mary's a young team. They've got 7 freshmen on their roster, and they've already pitched 3 freshmen today. This is Brock's second time pitching. Gavin Wimhoff pitched a little bit. Wyatt Holmes pitched a little bit, and Brock Anderson rings him up, catches him looking, strike 3, and that'll retire Mr. David Hammonds. That'll bring up Elijah Dahl with Porter Schulte on deck, Spencer Ebby in the hole. Elijah Dahl was hit by pitch his first at bat of this game. Stretch and the pitch from Anderson. That one's going to be a little bit low and a little bit outside for ball 1. Once again, if you happen to be checking out the game on our YouTube channel, the graphics that are on the screen there are from the previous game. The score is 9-3, top of the second. That pitch is going to be a fair ball down the third base line. The throw to first is in time. No, they say he's safe. Ooh, And they're going to say he pulled his foot off of the bag. What a great play, though. So 1 down, runner on first. Runner takes his lead off. It's Porter Schulte up, who was hit a single his first at bat. He's going to swing at the first pitch and foul it off, strike 1. 0-1 count to Schulte. 1 down. Dahl over on first base for the Badgers. Gets a little bit of a lead off there. Left-handed batter in Schulte. One of like 4 that they have. That pitch, he's going to take a golf swing at it. It's going to get to the gap for shortstop, and everybody's going to be safe as Trace Wicks was a little bit too far to the right side of the field. It was just a little light ground ball that just was able to stay and get into a spot where nobody could get to it fast enough. So 2 on, runners at first and second with 1 out. Spencer Ebby walked his first at bat. He steps up to the plate. Right-handed batter once again next. That first pitch is going to be just outside for ball 1. Brock gets his signals, checks first and second base. Dylan Holder behind home plate. Pitch on the way. A swing. It's going to be a little ground ball blooper. It's going to be the try it again to first, and they can't get it there once again, and that's going to be a single on the grounder for the Badgers. And the bases are loaded with one out. Chance Madden to the plate for the Badgers, batting in the number 9 slot. 6 hits for Bonners Ferry here in the first top of the second inning, or not in the first 2 innings. That one's going to miss high and outside for ball 1. Little breeze picking up here, and the sun starting to settle down a little bit. It's getting a little chilly here at the St. Mary City Park fields. Anderson looks in, gets his signals from Holder, takes a look over to third base. Bases loaded, the stretch, the pitch. That's up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Madden. On deck, it'll be the top of the order to Bateman. Madden, next pitch coming in, a swing and a miss, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Madden. Brock again takes a look over to third base as the runner's getting a pretty nice lead off over there. The pitch fouled back. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to Madden. Bases loaded, 1 out. Brock takes a look over to third base once again as Dahl gets a pretty big lead over there. The stretch, the pitch, and going to get him to swing at that one. Strike 3, and has another strikeout. I'm liking kind of what I'm seeing out of the pitching for St. Mary's. Got some young guys. Not everybody's got to pitch a lot, but they've pitched a lot of guys, and they've all done fairly well. So Bo Bateman struck out swinging and was hit by pitch. This first pitch to him is going to be just a little outside, maybe a tad bit high, ball 1. 2 outs, bases loaded. No runs across for Bonners Ferry here in the top of the second. Like to keep it that way with Brock Anderson. The stretch and that's going to be a ground ball. Shortstop, or not shortstop, it's going to be Wyatt Holmes. And Holmes gets the knockdown and throws it over to first in time for the out. The second to first put out, and there's no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. It is the Badgers leading 9-3 going into the bottom of the second. We'll be back.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby's fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware, the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. Analyzing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
And we are back. It is the bottom of the second inning. The Bonners Ferry Badgers lead St. Mary's 9-3. Trace Wicks will be leading off top of the order for St. Mary's. Bo Bateman finally gets all his gear on and gets back out here. Take a couple more warm-up pitches from Trey Bateman. I believe they're probably brothers. as Trace Wicks looks on, getting ready to step into the box for his second at-bat. He did it a single out to left field his first at-bat. So the order looks like this. It'll be Wicks, Holmes, and Larson. The three batters here at the bottom of the second inning. A couple of more warm-up pitches, I'm assuming, here from Bateman. Now we're just about ready to get things rolling. Wicks is going to step up to the plate. Ready for the first pitches of the bottom of the second for Wicks as Bateman looks in, gets his signals from Bateman. The stretch, the pitch. That looked good at first, but tailed off at the end. Comes in low, ball one to Trace Wicks. Bateman, the pitch on the way. That was a nice looking pitch, but it's going to be swung on and go foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. As he got just a piece of that and sends it down foul down the third base line. The stretch, the pitch. High inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Wicks. Bateman lines up the next pitch on the way. That one's outside and low. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Wicks. As they reset it, that ball got past the catcher. And that's going to be an outside corner strike. Called strike. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Trace Wicks. Full count. Bateman's pitch on the way, and that one's going to be fouled off. That one's fouled back into the park. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes to Trace Wicks, and no outs, nobody on. Bottom of the second inning, St. Mary's trails 9-3. Wicks steps back into the box. Bateman gets ready. Next pitch on the way. And that one is well inside. Wicks has to duck out of the way of that one for ball 4. That'll send Wicks down to first base, and we've got Wyatt Holmes, who struck out swinging his first at bat. On deck is Dylan Larson for the Lumberjacks. First pitch to Holmes is a strike 1 called. And Trace Wicks is going to get caught stealing. So 1 out as Wicks got caught stealing on there. And we get a strike 1 to Holmes. Nobody on, 1 out. Bateman looks in, gets the signals. Next pitch. That's a strike 2 called. Inside on the hands. And Holmes quickly down 0-2 in the count. The 0-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Holmes. Bateman gets his signals from Bateman. The stretch, the pitch, swing and a miss on that one. Strike 3, and that'll retire Wyatt Holmes. That'll bring up Dylan Larson with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Larson is going to be a swing, and that one's going to be just foul, strike one. Kind of a late swing on that one. Be completely honest, it almost looks like the two Bateman boys might even be twins. They do look awfully similar. So Trey Bateman back up to the mound. One strike, still in Larson. Stretch the pitch. That one's going to be left high. Ball one, 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch on the way. That one looked good, and it was 2 called. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dylan Larson. Next pitch. That one's going to be high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two pitch on the way. That one's right down the middle. Larson gets a piece of it, and that's going to drop for a hit. Is it going to be a double? Dylan rounds? No, he's going to be held up at first base. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, we've got Cade Crawford up, who walked his first at bat. On deck is Sean Hunter. In the hole is Gabe Thomas for Lumberjacks. A little bit of housekeeping down there at home plate for Clark Grogan as he's cleaning off the dish. And we're ready to go. Crawford steps in, right-handed batter. Trey Bateman with says only 18 pitches. And that's going to be a foul ball. One. Crawford steps back in. Next pitch on the way, and that is hit into left field. Nice sharp hit is going to drop in for a single for Crawford. And actually, it's not Sean Hunter. It is Riley Abel, a freshman, up to bat for St. Mary's. First pitch, high and outside for ball 1. Next pitch on the way. That is tagged out into center field. Is it going to drop or is it going to be? Yes, it is. And the freshman gets his first hit and an RBI in his varsity action for the Lumberjacks. A single out to center field. And does bring in a run as Dylan Larson comes across. Runners at first and second for St. Mary's with 2 outs. Gabe Thomas steps to the plate for the Lumberjacks. He walked his first at bat. First pitch is going to be fouled back. Strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Thomas. Bateman checks over the bases. Runners take their lead. The swing, the miss, he's going to get a little piece of it. Actually, foul ball, strike 2. On deck for St. Mary's is number 25, Gavin Milliken. That pitch misses just outside. Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Thomas. Bateman looks at his signals. This pitch on the way, and that is hit out into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Trying to come around to score is Crawford. No, he's going to go back and get held up at third. Smartly so. You got the bases loaded. And Gavin Milliken at the plate for St. Mary's. 2 down, runners on all 3 bags for the Lumberjacks. On deck is Dylan Holder. That pitch misses outside. Ball 1. Bateman looks in, gets his signals, the stretch, the pitch, the swing. It's a little blooper right over the shortstop. The throw to first is in time for the 3rd out. So St. Mary's does come up with 1 run on 4 hits. There was no errors and 3 left on base. The score going into the top of the 3rd is Bonners Ferry 9, St. Mary's 4. We'll be back.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 50,000 high school student athletes in Idaho have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Idaho high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we are back. Brock Anderson continues on the mound for St. Mary's. Got Riley Abel out in right field for the Lumberjacks. I think that's the only change I've seen made to the outfield. Leading off will be number 20, Trey Bateman, the pitcher for the Bonners Ferry Badgers. Brock Anderson pitching pretty good in his time on the mound here in this one. He's got 17 strikes and 7 balls, a couple of strikeouts to his credit as well. Dylan Holder behind home plate, and it's a lefty for Trey Bateman. First pitch going to be a swing to miss, strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Bateman. Brock gets his signals from Holder. The stretch, the pitch. That one is going to be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brock looks in, gets his signals. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bateman. Anderson gets his signal. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. And I think that's the third strikeout of this game for Brock Anderson. Blake Rice steps up to the plate. He has a walk and a single. On deck is Tegan Banning. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, and that's a grounder that's going to be hit out to center field. So a single for Blake Rice, gets a runner on for the Badgers, bringing up Tegan Banning, the lefty. Struck out looking his last at bat. He did walk his first at bat. Anderson looks in, gets his signal, sets up, looks over to first base. Now the pitch on the way. Inside, maybe low, ball 1. Anderson gets his signals from Holder, looking in. Now takes a check over to first base as Rice takes his lead. The stretch, the pitch, the swing. It's a ground ball that's going to be right over to the first baseman, and he just gets past him. And it'll be a base hit for Banning. As that ball just got past Milliken from first base. So 1 out. Runners at the corners for the Badgers. That'll bring up David Hammonds. He walked his first at bat, struck out looking his second at bat. Anderson looks into Holder, gets a signal, checks over the bases. Runners take their leads. The stretch, the pitch, low and inside, ball 1. Tegan Banning heads over to second base. Kind of a give-me stolen base there, as you can't throw it down to second when you got a runner on third. So Brock now takes a look over the bases, sets up on the mound. The stretch, the pitch, gets him to swing at a wide one, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike as Hammonds went around on that. One ball, 1 strike to Hammonds. Brock Anderson, the pitch on the way, and that's a nice pitch. Gets him swinging, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brock Anderson had a fairly good freshman year as on the wrestling team. I think he made it to state. That pitch is going to be hit into the shortstop, and Trace Wicks makes the catch for the out. That'll be 2 down for the Badgers with runners on second and third. That brings up Elijah Dahl, who hit a single over to the third baseman on his last at bat. He was hit by pitch his first at bat. On deck will be Porter Schulte. Actually, it looks like we have a change there on that batting order. That pitch going to be a bit outside for ball 1. Anderson takes a look at second base, now sets up the stretch, the pitch on the way. That is going to be popped up, and I think that is definitely going to get foul as it's into the dugout of the Badgers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the third inning, St. Mary's trails 9-4 to the Badgers. Game 2 today of the doubleheader. Once again, if you are listening in on checking out our YouTube stream, that graphic that we have up there is from the first game. 1 ball, 1 strike to Elijah Dahl. Brock Anderson takes a look around the bases once again. Now set, the stretch, and the pitch. That one's going to be up high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The next pitch from Anderson is on the way. That is hit out in the left field, and that's going to definitely drop as it's going to be a base hit and RBI. No, they called it a foul ball. It looked fair from here, but that was out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The way the ground kind of undulates going out down that left field line, it's hard to tell, and plus the line is in the shadow out there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dahl. They reset after the long foul ball. Anderson looks in, the stretch, the pitch. High and inside, runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson gets his signals, checks the bags. Now looks back in. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, and that is going to stay fair. And they're going to get the out at third, but the run is going to count that comes across, as that was not a force out that was ended up being picked up. So Banning is out on the tag to third base, and that will end the inning, but 1 run does come across. This 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Badgers. It is 10-4 in favor of the Badgers going into the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be back.
Everyone knows that the timber industry is a huge part of our community. Working in the timber industry requires big equipment. Big equipment requires a special mechanic or custom machined items to repair. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's
Bottom of the
is
3rd.
your very own full-service, large equipment diesel mechanic that not only has a full-size shop, but also has a service truck that can come straight to you when you break down in the woods. If you're in need of big truck or big equipment repair, stop by Jake's Machine and Repair at 106 Homer Drive in St. Mary's, or call 208-596-8819, 208-596-8819, Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
And we are back. It'll be Dylan Holder leading off for St. Mary's. He walked his first at bat on deck. It'll be number 16. No, number 18. It looks like I'll find out who that is. And that's, well, I'll get you that in just a bit. Still pitching is Trey Bateman. Number 18 is Jackson Nantel for the Lumberjacks. That'll be on deck. Dylan Holder at the plate. Trey Bateman has 28 pitches, and the first one is hit deep center field, but it's going to be caught by Tegan Banning, I believe, for the out. That brings up Jackson Nantel, batting number 9. On deck, it'll be the top of the order. And Trace Wicks on deck. Outside low, ball 1. Bateman looks looks in, gets his signals. Next pitch on the way. That one was inside. Going to be fouled off for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count. The pitch on the way from Bateman. And that's going to be hit out to the second baseman. The second baseman tracks it down, gets the throw to first in time. That'll bring up Trace Wicks with 2 down. Wicks has a single and a walk in this one. On deck is number, well, I'll have to see who that is, as we got a little bit of a change there, too, in the Lumberjack lineup. It's number 9. Gavin Wimhoff. Things are slowed down here just a little bit here at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Hour and a half into this second game. First pitch to Wicks is fouled off. Strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Trace Wicks. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be hit out towards center field. Is it going to be a routine play? And it is, as the left fielder comes in on it for the fly out. And we'll retire the sides. No hits, no errors, nobody left on base, no runs. And the score is still 10-4 in favor of the Badgers going into the top of the 4th. We'll be back.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shown, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido. If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees to lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try a Red Bull infused or Lotus energy drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekends. Shift and Grind, 130 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Dylan Larson will head up to the mound for St. Mary's. Dylan Holder still behind home plate. Over at first, it's Gavin Milliken. Gavin Wimhoff at second. Cade Crawford moves over to third. Trace Wicks still at short, I do believe. Left field is Milo Marsh. Center is Riley Abel and Jackson Nantel in right field. we've got number 4, Roger Naylor for the Badgers up to bat. Outside, ball 1 on the first pitch to Naylor. It's his first action of the day. On deck is number 17. I'll get you that number when he gets who that is when he checks up. That pitch is going to be a strike 1. Larson gets his signals, looks in, the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to Naylor. That pitch. Up high, ball 1, ball 2. Top of the 4th inning, St. Mary's trails 10-4. The stretch and the pitch from Larson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's out number 1. That'll bring up Henry Willis, number 17. First pitch to him. Swung on. That's hit high out into center field. And we had some confusion out there, the defenders, and both guys try to get it, and it's going to be a fair ball on an error. That puts Henry Willis over at second base. Brings up Chance Madden. First pitch for Madden is up high for ball 1 from Dylan Larson. One ball, no strikes. Pitch on the way. That one outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Madden. 1 runner on, 1 out. Larson's pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. Strike 2 or 1. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch on the way. A swing miss. Strike 3. Or strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Madden. Next pitch is up high. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Madden thought about it for a minute, but realized, nope, can't swing at that. Badgers lead 10-4, top of the 4th inning. That pitch is going to just inside, I believe, ball 4. That'll bring up Bo Bateman back to the top of the order. Grounded out his last at bat. Left-handed batter. Once again, they've got like 4 of them on this team. Runners take their leads on first and second. The pitch on the way. He's going to take a swing and foul that one off for strike 1. So 1 out, runners on first and second. 1 strike to Bo Bateman. Badgers lead 10-4, top of the 4th. And the pitch just misses, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch on the way, and that was a low pitch, but it's going to be tagged out to deep center field for a big hit. It's at least a double. And an RBI. They're going to get the throw in, but it's not going to be in time. So runners on second and third now for the Badgers. Trey Bateman steps to the plate for the Badgers. Struck out swinging his last at bat. It's 1 out. 11-4. 1 run across here in the top of the fourth for Bonners Ferry. First pitch going to be a swing. It's fouled off. Strike 1. Larson sets up, ready for the next pitch. Bateman, another lefty. High and inside on that one for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Bateman. Larson checks the bases. The pitch on the way. That one's going to miss for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Larson sets up the next pitch, checks over to second and third. That pitch is going to be high outside. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. In the stretch, the pitch inside. Ball 4, and that'll load the bases up. That brings up Blake Rice, who's had a walk and 2 singles. He is 2 for 2. I really think Teft is using this doubleheader to kind of fill out the squad that he's got. That pitch is going to be fouled off, strike 1, which honestly, some things to work on early part of the season with a group of kids, but it's not looking too shabby. They might have a little something here with him. And like I said, no baseball last year has really left an unknown in this one. That's going to be a ground ball right back to the pitcher. And they're going to get the out at first. And a run does come in. Everybody else advances. Could have flipped that over to home. It was a force out at home, too, but they let that one come in. 12-4 is the lead. 2 outs. Badgers up. Tegan Banning batting for Bonners Ferry. Singled his last at bat. Takes the first pitch up high for ball 1. Next pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Banning. One ball, 1 strike to Banning. Larson, the pitch on the way. High and inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch, that one's going to be swung on and out back, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Banning. Two outs, runners on second and third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is up high, ball 3. Runs the count full to Banning. Full count Larson checks over the bases. Now the stretch, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the sides. There was 2 hits, or 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 error, 2 left on base. Going into the bottom of the 4th, it is 12-4 in favor of Bonners. Ferry will be back.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Idaho high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
There are 2 ways a home handyman can save money. First, you can build it, fix it, or remodel it yourself. Second, get your supplies at 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber is the place with 50 carloads of building supplies to choose from. Plywood, paneling, molding, fixtures, roofing, block and brick, hardware, power tools and paints, and a whole lot more. If you have a project in mind, see 10th Street Lumber. You don't even have to buy anything, but when you see their savings, you will. That's 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
And we are back. I do believe we have Gavin Wimhoff leading off for St. Mary's. Still on the mound for the Badgers is Trey Bateman. And I'll get you the lineup as we get to going through this because there's been a few changes in it. St. Mary's trails 12-4, bottom of the 4th inning. Bateman with 34 pitches. Seems like he's been pitching a lot longer than that. So it's going to be Wimhoff on at the plate. Dylan Larson on deck for the Jacks. Probably been some changes made out in the outfield for the Badgers, but I'm not sure. Naylor is over at third base. I do know that one. First pitch is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Wimhoff. Next pitch on the way. That one is going to be a grounder that's going to get just past the glove of the third baseman. It's a ground ball out into left field. That'll bring up Larson with a walk and a single to his credit. On deck will be Cade Crawford. Coach Teff giving some signals out there. And they were ready to go. Larson ready from Bateman here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch on the way. A little high, ball 1. Bateman looks in, gets his signals. This pitch on the way. Now it's going to be fouled back. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike to Dylan Larson. The stretch, the pitch. That was a good-looking pitch. Just misses for ball 2. Might have been outside, maybe a little high. 2 balls and a strike to Dylan Larson. The stretch, the pitch. Ball 3 up high. Three balls, 1 strike to Larson. Nobody out, 1 on. As Wimhoff over at first base takes a lead. The stretch, the pitch. outside and low. Ball 4 puts Larson on the base. With no outs, runners at first and second. Cade Crawford steps to the plate. He had a single his first at bat, or his second at bat, walked his first at bat. On deck is Riley Abel. First pitch going to be nailed out into left field. That's going deep all the way to the fence. A big hit by Crawford. Wenhoff rounds third, comes on home, and it's a big RBI single for Cade Crawford. I'll bring up Riley Abel. Hit a single his first at bat. No outs, runners on second and first for St. Mary's. First pitch right down the middle, strike one called. (12-5), St. Mary's trails. Bateman looks in, gets his signals. The stretch, the pitch, outside corner, strike 2. Now he'll have to protect his plate appearance here. 0-2 is the count. Bateman looks in, gets a signal to stretch the pitch, and he's going to swing at that one, strike 3, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Gabe Thomas. No, not Gabe Thomas. It is Milo stepping up for St. Mary's. On deck is Gavin Milliken. First pitch to Milo Marsh is going to be swung at, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Takes a swing at the first one, drops it right over the third baseman's head, down along the foul line, and keeps it in play. And that will advance everybody. We've got bases loaded with one out. Gavin Milliken, who grounded out his first at bat, steps to the plate. Bateman checks over the bases, now looks back in. The stretch, the pitch, swing and miss on a nice-looking pitch. Strike 1 to Milliken. On deck is Dylan Holder. The stretch, the pitch, outside corner, strike 2. Bateman looks in, gets his signals. Now to stretch, the pitch. It's a chopping ground ball to the catcher, and I think they get the double play. They do. And that retires the sides. Let's see here. Trying to get this in my... And that, well, in that inning, there was, see here, 1 run, I think, for St. Mary's on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll be back.
Cold weather is on the way. Is your chimney cleaned and ready to be used safely? St. Mary's Fire Protection District has Chimney Brush Loaner Program. Anyone can sign out the supplies they need to clean their chimney free of charge. Do you know the signs of a chimney fire? Chimney fires typically present with loud popping and cracking sounds, an intense hot smell, dense smoke ranging from tan to black in color, and in later phases, showers of sparks and embers or large flames. Chimney fires are very dangerous and can have catastrophic results. If you suspect you may have a chimney fire, call 911 immediately. If it is safe to do so, fully dampen the fire and limit quick recognition and action can make a major difference in the outcome of an emergency. As winter drags on, you still need to stay warm and keep your animals fed. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's has all of those needs and more covered. You can stop by Triple X Feeds and pick up wood pellets for your pellet stove and pet food for your indoor or outdoor critters. Also, as spring grows closer, that means 4-H season. If you have a 4-H member in your household that raises turkeys or chickens, talk to Triple X Feeds about getting your 4-H project. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's.
And we are back, and it looks like it is the same guys out there for the Lumberjacks. So no changes in the outfield. I do not believe anyways. I'm looking to see. We actually look like we have number 16, Ricky Nelson, over at third base now. Trace Wicks still in shortstop. And so everything is good there. It could be. We have a change at the batting position. Jack Duffy for the Badgers will be leading off. His first appearance of the day. Dylan Larson still pitching for the Jacks. He has 28 pitches so far, 14 balls, 14 strikes thrown. Looks like we're getting a change there too, as Trace Wicks is going to come in from shortstop, and it looks like we've got Jared Badgett heading to the shortstop position for the Lumberjacks. As again, first games of the season, so Coach Teft, I mean, you obviously want to compete and win games, but you also want to maybe kind of fill out and see what you're looking like all around all your positions. Get everybody some time out there on the field in the first game of the season to see what's going to be going on, what you need to work on. Jack Duffy will get ready to step up. Coach Grogy, or umpire Grogan, trying to get the coach's attention for Bonners Ferry to let him know the changes for, I think, St. Mary's outfield. And we're ready to get rolling, I think. Jack Duffy, another lefty for Bonners Ferry. Lots of lefties in Bonners. First pitch, a swing and a miss, strike one. Oh, 1 count, the pitch on the way from Dylan Larson. Swing and a miss, strike two. And the stretch, the pitch. That is hit out in the left field. It's going to be up to Milo Marsh to make the catch, and he does for the out. Milo, a freshman, he played some of that Legion or summer ball with us this last year a little bit. That'll bring up Elijah Dahl for the Badgers. A fielder's choice his last at bat. He's had a single and a hit by pitch. Larson, pitch on the way. Low and outside, ball one. Gets his signals from Holder, the stretch and the pitch. Strike one called across the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be left a little short. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike to Dahl. On deck, I believe, is Roger Naylor. The stretch, the pitch, the swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dahl. The stretch and the pitch. Leaves that one high. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Larson gets his signals from Holder. The pitch fouled off. Count remains full, 3 balls. Larson to stretch, the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 outs, nobody on. Brings up Roger Naylor for the Badgers. He struck out swinging his first at bat. Larson looks in, gets his signals from Holder. The stretch, the pitch, the swing. It's a little ground ball down the third base line. It's going to drift foul. So it'll reset after the foul ball. Larson gets his signal. The stretch, the pitch. It's up high. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Larson once again gets his signals from Holder. The stretch, the pitch. Inside corner, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Naylor. Larson shakes off the first call from Holder. Now he says, okie doke, the pitch on the way, outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Larson pitching to Dylan Holder. Naylor batting, the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the sides. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It is 12-5 in favor of the Badgers going into the bottom of the 5th, and we'll be back.
When life throws you a curveball, your P1FCU debit account can help keep you moving. P1FCU Perks, powered by Bazing, offers cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with P1FCU preferred debit accounts. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North St. Mary's.
And we are back. It is still pitching Trey Bateman for the Badgers, leading off Dylan Holder. On deck, number 18 for the Lumberjacks. And I'll figure that is, I believe, Jackson Nantel. Batting in the number 9 slot at the bottom of the order. Holder is 0 for 1, a walk and a fly out. First pitch is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Next pitch from Bateman misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The stretch, the pitch, That is hit out into right field. Is it going to drop? No, it's going to be a fly out. As the second baseman tracks it down. I believe it's Chance Madden. That'll bring up Jackson Nantel, who flew out his first at bat to the second baseman. The stretch, the pitch, a swing, and that's hit out into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. That'll bring up Jared Badgett for the Lumberjacks. Badgett's first act in this game. Runner on first, one out for the Lumberjacks. On deck is Gavin Wimhoff. Badgett in that number one spot now. First pitch is a swing and a miss, strike one. Next pitch, low, ball one. One ball, one strike to Badgett. If I was a betting man, they're probably going to wrap this game up here after the bottom here, the fifth inning, just because of the time of day that it is. Next pitch, up high. Two balls and a strike to Badgett. Bateman gets his signal, looks in, the pitch on the way. That one misses. Ball three. 3 balls and a strike to Badgett. The stretch, the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I was about to say he was out, but that was only the second strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count to Badgett. The stretch, the pitch. Inside, ball 4, puts Badgett over to first base. Nantel at second base, and coming up is Wimhoff, who hit a single out to left field in his first at bat of this one. The stretch, the pitch, low and outside. That's a ball. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Wimhoff. Next pitch up high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Wimhoff. On deck, Dylan Larson for the Lumberjacks. Bateman checks the bases, looks back in. The stretch, the pitch. That pitch is hit deep right field, but it's hot for an out. Big fly out as he nailed that thing. Right fielder, though, catches it for the out, and everybody is held up. 2 down, bases with runners on as they're first and second. That is Nantel and Badgett. Dylan Larson was walked his last at bat. He has a single sandwiched between a couple of walks in his 3 plate appearances today. First pitch, that's tagged out into center field. Right center, but coming over to make the catch is Elijah Dahl for the third out. And I'll see what we got going on here. It looks like we are playing another. We're rolling right along. So there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base, and we'll be back.
Prince Electric is a family-owned and operated business right here in St. Mary's. With 36 years of electrical experience, Prince Electric has been serving all of North Idaho since 1996. From new construction to renovation, Prince Electric can help. Call today at 208-245-5725. That's 208-245-5725. Prince Electric in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of tree removal and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
And we are back, and we are top of the 6th inning. Getting chilly out here. Sun is getting down back there. I kind of thought that almost that due to time of day that might be the end of it in the 5th, but they decide to keep things rolling here. St. Mary's trails 12-5. It'll be Henry Willis leading off. It is still Dylan Lawson pitching for the Lumberjacks. And he steps in there ready to get rolling here for the top of the 6th inning. It is Henry Willis on an error, his first at bat. Larson with 43 pitches for the Lumberjacks sets up, and the pitch on the way, and that one's going to be outside and in the dirt, ball 1. Larson looks in, gets his signal. The stretch, the pitch, outside and low, ball 2 as that one comes up short of plate. 2 balls, no strikes to Willis. Next pitch on the way. That one was fouled back. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Oh! Next pitch on the way. Ground ball. It's going to hit the gap. Out into left field by Henry Willis. And he'll be on base with a single. That will bring up number 6, Chance Madden. A walk, a strikeout, swing, and a walk for him. On deck, I believe it's the top of the order. Back to Bo Bateman. Larson gets his signals from Holder. The pitch on the way, up high. Ball 1. Larson gets a signal, takes a look over to first base. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, and that is... Was it fouled off? I believe it was. 1 ball, 1 strike. Came off the face mask of Holder. Umpire quickly calls time, make sure everybody's good. 1-1 is the count with no outs. Willis over at first. That pitch swung right underneath, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Madden. One ball, 2 strikes. That one is going to be hit right over to Gavin Wimhoff, who makes the catch for the out. Runner stays at first. So 1 out. That'll bring up the big lefty, Bo Bateman. Had a double his last at bat. 1 for 3 in this game. Strikeout swinging, hit by pitch, ground out, and a double. That double was out to left field. First pitch. I missed what the first pitch was, if it was a strike or not. I have to wait until the second to see what it was. stolen base. Willis over to second. That pitch is going to be inside. And a wild pitch that gets Wills over to third. On deck is Trey Bateman for the Badgers. I've not gotten a signal of what we have as far as the call. It's either two balls or a ball and a strike. That one is outside for a ball. I think it might be a 3-0 count. I'm not 100% sure. Next pitch on the way. That's a strike. Still no signal from the home plate umpire. Let me know what the count is. That is swung on and hit out into right or left field, I should say. It'll drop for a base hit and an RBI. An out as Bateman gets tagged out at second. So one run comes across, 2 outs now for the Badgers, and lefty Trey Bateman is up. He has a walk, a strikeout, and a walk. Outside and low, ball one. (13-5) is the score. Badgers lead. Pitch on the way. That's a nice looking pitch, and it is a called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bateman. Trey Bateman. Once again, there's 2 of them out there. There's a Bo Bateman and a Trey Bateman. They bat back to back. Pitch. That's a little high, I guess. Ball 2. Stretch the pitch. Down low. 3 balls and a strike now. That pitch is going to miss for ball 4. That'll bring up Blake Rice with 2 outs. He grounded out his last at bat. Stretch the pitch. Leaves that one a little high, a little outside. Ball 1. Larson's next pitch, high and inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. The stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be low for ball 3. Trey Bateman gets over to second base on a little bit of a passed ball there as it got through Dylan Holder. 3-0 count to Rice. The stretch, the pitch, and that one's going to be in the dirt. Ball 4. And that'll put 2 runners on with 2 outs, and that should bring up Tegan Banning, unless there's been a change or hasn't. Tegan Banning, another one of the lefties for Bonners Ferry. Waiting for the first pitch from Larson on the way. That one's high. High and outside, ball 1. Larson with 65 pitches. That one's going to be just a piece of it. Foul ball, strike one, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to Banning. Larson, the pitch. That one left a little high. Ball 2. No, he might be starting to get a little bit tired on the arm there. 67 pitches, first game of the year. 2 balls and a strike to Banning. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The stretch, the pitch. Oh, that pitch looked good, but just a bit high. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 count. Pitch on the way. It is hit deep into right field. Let's see who's going to actually. It wasn't even hit that deep. It was hit over to Gavin Wimhoff, who makes the catch for the out. And another one of those ones, I think it's the lighting, kind of played some tricks on me there, but it was 1 run across for the Badgers on 2 hits. There was no errors, 2 left on base. Going into the bottom of the 6th, the Badgers lead 13-5, and we will be back.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is looking for volunteers and active members to participate in the many activities the Booster Club does in support of our Lumberjacks. Lumberjack Booster Club provides much appreciated support to Lumberjack sports programs and is always looking for new active members and new ideas. The Booster Club is currently in need of new officers as well as volunteers to help with the Hall of Fame banquet and auction, spirit building, senior nights, and more. Anyone interested can contact Lynn Masterson at 208-568-1802 or just come to a meeting at the fire station.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, this is support other local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
And we are back. It'll be Ricky Nelson leading off for the Lumberjacks. Still pitching Trey Bateman for the Badgers. It is Nelson's first trip to the plate in this one. I believe, I could be wrong, but Ricky Nelson is the brother to Casey Nelson, who graduated a few years back, as they look kind of similar. And Casey was a pretty good baseball player himself. Ricky Nelson, I believe, is a freshman this year. Sophomore. I was corrected. Well, they didn't get baseball last year, so I wouldn't have known. It's almost like a freshman year for him since he had no baseball last year to play. That first pitch is outside for ball 1. That pitch was going to be high, but he's going to take a cut at it for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nelson. On deck is Riley Abel. Next pitch on the way. Low, a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike to Nelson. The stretch, the pitch. That one looked good at first, but it dropped off at the end. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Nelson. The stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be fouled back for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Nelson. Three balls, 2 strikes. They get everything set back up after that one. Bateman looks in, gets his signal. The stretch, the pitch. That one's up high. And that'll be ball 4. That'll bring Riley Abel up. He had a single and a strikeout for him. On deck I believe, is Milo Marsh. First pitch, that's going to be fouled backwards. For strike one. Next pitch is going to be hit out into right field, and making the play on it is Elijah Dahl, I do believe, for the out. I think it was a fly out. Almost acted like it maybe took a hop and they threw it in and got the out, but I'm not sure. We'll just leave it at that. Or did they get 2 outs? I think they got 2 outs, actually. So I'll bring up Milo Marsh, as there's nobody on now, as Ricky Nelson got a little too far off the bag there. Couldn't get back in time. First pitch to Marsh is a called strike one. Marsh singled his first at bat. Down the third base line. Just dropped it over the third baseman's head. Next pitch, swing and a little blooper ground ball over to the second baseman. He's going to boot it for a second, and Marsh is going to beat out the throw. I'm going to call it an error. And I'll bring up number 25. 2 with 2 ground. Outs in this game. Trey Bateman, first pitch is going to. Oh, is the count to Milliken. Bateman looks in, gets his signals from the other Bateman. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, that's hit out into deep center field, and that is going to be in play, and it is a double, and they're going to send Milo Marsh around, and Marsh is in safe, and I'm going to call it a triple. One run comes across with 2 outs. That brings up Dylan Holder. On deck, Jackson Nantel. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Next shot. Next pitch is going to be a grounder. That's going to be a chopping ground ball to the shortstop. And it's going to be safe. Holder safe at first. 2 runs across for the Lumberjacks. 13-7 the score. And Jackson Nantel batting the number 9 slot. 2 outs. He did get a single his last at bat. Takes a swing at that one for strike 1. The stretch, the pitch, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first for St. Mary's. The stretch, the pitch, again, outside. 2 balls and a strike. Everybody resets. Bottom of the 6th inning, 13-7, St. Mary's trails. Next pitch on the way. Going to take a swing at that one. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bateman looks in, gets the signal, the pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 3. Holder makes it over on a stolen base to second. Full count to Nantel. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The stretch, the pitch. High, ball 4, and that'll send him down to first base. Back to the top of the order as Lumberjacks trying to make a push here in the bottom. Oh, no. Now it's a full count. I thought it was already a full count. The stretch, the pitch. And that one is going to be up high. That's ball 4. That'll send him down to first. That'll bring Jared Badgett up. Walked his first at bat. Takes a swing at that one, and that's going to be strike 1. Might have been a ball if you let that one go by, but decided to take a healthy swing. Next pitch on the way. Oh, he took a swing at that one. Ball. That was a ball in the dirt. 2 count to Badgett. The stretch, the pit. That one's up high. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes to Badgett. 2 out runners on first and second. Outside on that pitch. Runs the count to even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch on the way. That one misses outside and high. Ball 3. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Starting to get pretty dark here. The stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be up high. Ball 4. And bases are loaded up. That's going to bring up Gavin Wimhoff, who flew out his last at bat. His single his first at bat. St. Mary's 6 runs away here, but they've got a lot of ground to go, and I don't know if it's going to stay right enough, long enough. Coach is out there talking to Bateman. Doesn't look like he's interested in making a change just yet, but probably don't want to make a change with the way the day is going as far as the light. Umpire Grogan going out to hurry him along a little bit is the fact that we are a little slow on daylight. Break up the huddle at the mound, and they head back. So Gavin Wimhoff will be stepping to the plate. Hit a single to left field and flew out to right field. Ball. It's got to be getting hard to see as well, not only for the batters, but for the outfielders also. The stretch, the pitch. That's going to be fouled backwards. Strike 1. Bateman looks in, gets his signals from his brother, Bateman. The stretch, the pitch, that one's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a couple lights here at home plate. That's going to help a tad bit. Next pitch on the way. That one's up high. Make that ball glow, and it might be doable at night. 2 balls and a strike to Wimhoff. Bases are loaded. The stretch, the pitch. Outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. On deck is Dylan Larson. The stretch, the pitch, high and outside, ball 4. And as much as their coach doesn't want to, he's going to make a pitching change here, and it's going to be Bo Bateman going to pitch. We'll go ahead and take a break while they get a quick warm-up.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference.
Actually, I don't think that's
mutual
who they're going to
respect
pitch. I
makes.
think it's going to be.
This is what character looks like. This is what
Henry
defines
Willis,
us in
it looks
Idaho.
like.
This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimmies. Not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And we are back. Dylan Larson will take his first pitch from Henry Willis for the Badgers. That one goes over the top of his head, ball 1. 13-8, St. Mary's Trill. The stretch, the pitch. And that is a ball inside low. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Whoa, that one's going to be wild. Ball 3. And that's going to get Mantell in on a wild pitch. Makes the score 13-9 in favor of the Badgers. And 3 balls, no strikes to Larson. On deck will be Nelson. Back to Larson. Two outs. Ricky Nelson back to the plate. He walked his first pitch is hit just right to the center fielder pretty much, and I believe Badgers, and the Badgers had 13 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors, and won that one. And a couple of good games here this after started, and I really kind of fill out, see what the Jacks are going to have, and they got some things to work on, but they don't look too shabby. Pitching-wise, they actually look like they might be pretty good. Just some defensive things to get hashed out for the Lumberjacks as the season goes on. The next game for the Lumberjack JV or varsity baseball team will be on the 23rd. I forget who they're playing. Hopefully the weather will hold to where they can get that game in. I believe the girls play on the 20th at Lakeland. We might try to make it up to that game for them. Again, that'll all be depending on the weather. But that's going to wrap things up for us here from City Park Field. I'm see you back next time for some Lumberjack baseball or softball.